Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Friday. I keep on wanting to say Wednesday, Thursday. Guys, this week felt like a real slow recovery. People were asking me, like, how did you recover from the birthday weekend? I said, no, it was a long recovery. It's not like it was like a ton of alcohol or anything like that. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just more so the overstimulation of so many people in and out of my house. I had a ton of people staying at my house. It was just insane. And then I think about it sometimes, and I was telling my mom about this, and my mom's like, try having X amount of animals, plus a mother-in-law, plus a little 2-year-old baby, plus this, plus your husband. And I said, no, you're right. But guys, we're going to get into the Heather Dubrow of it all. So before we do, and I'll quit my rant, you guys go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and let's get right into it because this Thank You to Reality blurb is some shit. Now, we know that last night was the Real Housewives of Orange County premiere, right? And of course, Heather Dubrow is part of the action, but recently she sat down for an interview and discussed her beef with Katie, Alexis returning, and Shannon's DUI. And of course, as always, there's more, right? So let's get into that. Heather, who's also an actress, expressed interest in returning to the world of scripted content by appearing in the new Jennifer Lawrence movie, a murder mystery based on the Housewives. Hmm. Heather recently interviewed with E! News about the new season of OC, and she first discusses the issue that she has with newbie Katie. She says, well, I mean, I think unfortunately she didn't come in wanting to get to know me. She had some preconceived notions, as sometimes those things happen when people join our show. And unfortunately, because I think things might have gone differently. So she then discusses calling herself the whipping boy last season and her drama with Tamra. According to Heather, after the reunion, I think we sort of looked at each other like, what are we doing? This is crazy. We've been friends for so many years. And she continued on saying, we really just came back together and we had a lot of fun this year. Now, the conversation then ended up moving over to Alexis Bellino coming back to the show. And she says the love triangle had nothing to do with her returning. That is not true. And she then discussed how Shannon handles her return and remaining friends with both ladies. Guys, there is no way, let me just tell you, that love triangle had everything to do with Alexis Bellino's return. Without the love triangle, Alexis Bellino was not returning. Last night, I saw so much. It's like what we do here is like R&D, research and development for Bravo. And I've seen so many comments of people just saying like, oh, we wanted Alexis Bellino back. And then, oh my God, we forgot how Alexis Bellino is. If it wasn't for the love triangle, Alexis Bellino would not make sense on this show. So whether you like Shannon or not, and to be honest with you, Shannon Beador, I can't stick up for her. I've had 2 interactions with Shannon Beador, and she hasn't been very kind to me. So she's been very I think that she's just maybe aware or on guard. I don't know. Maybe she knows what we do over here on YouTube. So she's been very like standoffish, but without Shannon Beador, there would be no Alexis Bellino on the show because Shannon Beador brought John Jansen onto the show. Alexis Bellino ended up getting with John Jansen. She's in her love bubble. Okay, Teresa of OC, we get it. But without that, there would have been no Alexis Bellino. I'm telling you guys, she would not have been cast for the show for this season had it not have been for the messiness that is John Jansen. That's 100% the truth and a fact. So, Heather, we're not buying that. But okay. Heather says, how did Shannon handle it? How would you handle it? How would I handle it? I mean, as best as she could. How does one go in between two friends where there's a guy in between them very carefully? Now, when asked if she thinks Alexis and John Jansen will make it down the aisle, Heather said, listen, I've been on reality TV for a long time, so nothing surprises me. And the interviewer then asked about Shannon's DUI and if she needs to go to rehab. And Heather says, I just don't think I'm in a position to answer that. I just don't. I care about Shannon. I think she's a grown woman who needs to make her own decisions about her health journey. Heather's very politically correct. I love it. Heather says everyone on the cast has their own feelings about Shannon's sobriety and her health journey. And regarding Tamara confronting her in the preview, she says Tamara is just more direct than most people. Now, they also discussed Jennifer's fiance's involvement in the gambling scheme. When asked how she felt about the scandal, she said, I mean, this is the first time I've ever been involved in a camera pick back up. I don't know every detail, but, you know, some things, and it's a small town that we live in, so news gets around. But lastly, they discuss Jennifer Lawrence's upcoming movie, The Wives, which is a housewives-inspired movie. When asked if she would do it, she says, someone call me. I need to add to my IMDb. Clearly. Oh, I like the shade on that. All right, guys. Well, it doesn't stop there. We're going to end up sharing a few clips with you like this one. Here we go. So I'm just going to refresh this. Shannon opens up about her DUI. I could have hurt someone if I would have hurt Archie. I'm going to play the clip.
For a reason.
Mm-hmm.
What meaning did you find in all of this for yourself?
Well, I'll tell you, like a lot of people say, why didn't you go to rehab? Because I was offered a lot of free stays, but I chose the place where I went because yes, and I openly admit often I used alcohol as a coping mechanism many times in my life when there were things going on. And I was doing that. And you can see it in just my face and at the reunion last year. And the DUI happened, you know, right after that. My kids were leaving. It was just a lot of stuff going on. Never an excuse for any of it. But, you know, I just for me, I don't even know. I'm all over the place. So I don't even, what was the original to take me back?
What
the meaning is. Yeah. And I mean, look, I don't want to take what happened to me lightly at all and say like, well, we got it a plan, because I could have hurt someone. And if I would have hurt Archie, who by the way was checked out and fine, and I wasn't fake walking him after the DUI either. I was going back to take accountability, but I don't know how I would have handled it had I hurt somebody. So I'm so incredibly grateful for that. But I made a horrible choice very late in my life. And I considered myself a better example than that. And so I've got to make changes. And it has forced me to look at my life. And as I look at it right now, I have a lot of work to do. It's probably lifelong, but I feel good about myself, and I don't want to be in a relationship, which is crazy.
Really? Okay.
Because that's me. I'm like, if I'm not in a relationship, that's my purpose, and I have zero desire to. I want to have a relationship with myself.
Yeah. I think when people see that bloody shot, it's very jarring. What was it like for you to see that for the first time too?
Well, I didn't know I had taken it. I discovered it after the DUI because I had some head trauma. So I didn't remember everything. Like I kind of went unconscious that night. So I didn't even know that I had taken it. Yeah. But it was a lot for me to see. And it's like, wow, all that can happen in a snap of a finger.
Well, you said like in 10 seconds, your life changed.
Yeah. Well, all these things that had never happened to me at flipping 59 years old.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like an immature teenager, you might get off by saying, I did that. Sure. No, I'm the freaking supposed responsible person at 59. Like, really horrible.
Everything happens for a reason.
What? I mean, look, all she can do is take accountability, and she is taking accountability. You know, like I was hit on the head. Yeah, I get that. I was hit on the head too, girl. But you didn't remember taking the photo because you were still drunk, and that's okay. So it's like a little bit of like an ebb and flow of like I'm taking responsibility, but then sometimes I get to use this little crutch. But I can't wait to see this season. Guys, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time. Love you guys.